Greetings, Internet. It's your old pal Oxleymations here again with another Oxleymations presentation. For today's video, if it wasn't evidenced by the thumbnail and the title down here, plus the fact that I'm wearing the crown for the SpongeBob movie, the new one. I don't know if that actually showed up because I had to turn my head real far. You know, this one, the new SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I got myself the Bikini Bottom bundle from my local Burger King. And we're going to try it here together on camera. I'll admit this right now, this is actually going to be my second time trying this, because the first time I wasn't feeling it. I was just kind of bleh, had a really long day at work, and I just, I wasn't in the right headspace for one of these kind of videos. And also in the first version of this that I recorded, I forgot to ask for a crown because I didn't realize that they had the crowns for this particular thing. I thought it was just the meal. Shows what I know, don't it? Also, as a heads up, give me one moment. This time around, when I got the meal, they, like all three Burger Kings that I went to, were sold out of the Patrick pies. So I've got the packaging for the Patrick's Starberry Pie. And by technicality, I've got like the remnants of it from a couple of days ago. I am not going to be trying that. I'm not going to be like trying to get a taste of that off this for the video. I'm just making sure you guys know ahead of time. But yes, I have tried this once before. I didn't like the way the video turned out, so I went back to try again. And they were all out of the pies. So I wound up instead getting stuck with one of the Hershey pies. Like, getting stuck with a Hershey pie, wording it that way doesn't sound very cool. As a matter of fact, it makes me sound like, first world problems kind of. But you guys get what I'm saying. Contained within this box should be the Starberry Pie thing, the Bikini Bottom SpongeBob Whopper, and a thing of bacon cheese tots, along with a drink, which was on the side. That was the other reason why I decided to redo this. When I first went to the Burger King to get this drink, they forgot the cold foam stuff on top. So it just did not turn out to be, worthwhile. So without rambling any farther than I already have, let's get this thing open. Bing, push it down, pop out the sides, bum, bum, like that. Okay. Oh. And also in the previous video, when they gave us the bacon cheddar nugget tater tot things, they didn't have the right packaging for them because it's supposed to be shaped like a little treasure chest with like Mr. Krabs on it. You open it up and it says something like, "Here be hidden treasure," or something like that, or it just says treasure. And apparently this Burger King didn't have the right packaging for it either, but I'm kind of happy about that because we got a little throwback to this year's Halloween because they threw it into the box for some vampire nuggets. Oh, that's a little slice of something wonderful right there. It is the actual tots that it's supposed to be. It's just in this nice little cardboard coffin. Oh, that tickles me rather. In the words of Pooh Bear, that tickles me rather. All right, so like I said, they didn't have the right pie, so here we are with the Hershey's pie. Didn't have the right packaging, but they tried. By goodness, they tried. And they gave us this cool coffin packaging. But they did have the big cardboard outer box, and they had the right wrapper for the Whopper. So I can review the packaging for the pie, which, as you can see, it's supposed to be Patrick on the front of it, wearing his hook hand on top of his head like a hat, wearing only one eye patch, so he's not being Blindbeard the pirate like he was in that one episode of the show. And SpongeBob being Peggy the pirate because he had 2 peg legs. And then, like, you know, you pop it open and that's the image that you're greeted with. And of course, on the sides, it's supposed to have the Burger King logo and have Patrick's arms extending. Now, let's move on to the actual sandwich itself. Well, before the sandwich, let's take a look at the wrapper. We've got SpongeBob on the front there. And then on the top, we have the SpongeBob's Krabby Whopper with cheese. And then the actual burger itself comes on a square yellow bun. And if you think I'm making that up, look at the bun. Look at that thing. You can see it better with the bottom of the bun, but that thing is yellow and it's square, and with that lettuce sticking out right there with the split in it, that looks almost exactly like SpongeBob's mouth with his buck teeth. Huh. Interesting. Now, unfortunately, this one isn't as fresh as the first one that I had. I can just tell looking at it that it's been sitting around a little while and it got a bit squished. But without further delay, let's actually try this thing. Uh-huh. It's pretty good. My first bite that I got had a lot of pickle in it. A nice little bit of onion. Let's see, it's got lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, cheese. I can't tell if that's like a special sauce. No, it just looks like ketchup, mustard. Well, no, there's no mustard on this. Ketchup, mayo. Yeah. It's just your standard Whopper on a yellow bun. Just like all their Halloween Whoppers, for the most part, have just been a standard Whopper on a funny colored bun. But, you know, we still buy them for the novelty of it. Sorry about that. I took almost too big of a bite. So that, in the words of Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction, that is a tasty burger. But again, that's to be expected because, you know, it's just a Whopper with a funny colored bun. And now let's try the vampire nuggets, which are actually bacon cheese tots. Looks like they got a little overdone, but it was getting close to the lunch rush anyway, so I can't really blame them too much for that. They've got a good taste to them. Nice and cheesy. With just a hint of that bacon, which thankfully, the bacon in these doesn't taste like, and I know I've complained about this a bunch, so to my my current viewers, my apologies, but when you've got like those bacon bits that are actually like dry or like fried tofu or whatever, it's made crunchy and has like too much of that smoke, the artificial smoke flavor. I do not like that flavor. But these do not have that particular problem. Just ripping this one in half to see if we can see any of the bacon pieces. Not really seeing any of that, honestly. Don't really see any on that one either. But even if you can't see the bacon, you can definitely taste the bacon. And as I said previously, they didn't excuse me, they didn't have the proper pie for this. But since I did get the proper pie when I bought this a day or two ago, I am in fact going to take that original review that I recorded and cut out that part where I'm talking about the pie and upload that as a short, because recording this from my phone, with the kind of phone I have, for whatever stupid reason, I cannot transfer videos or files or anything from this thing onto the computer because it only has like a charge port. It can't like connect to the computer to transfer files. At least I haven't figured out how yet. So there's going to be this video, and then the follow-up video, the follow-up short, where I talk about that pie. Between then and now, though, let's give this a try. And what it is essentially it's a slushy, a pineapple-flavored slushy, which has some really radical artwork on it. Which has cold foam on the top. And as you can tell, mine's been sitting around a while because this is all supposed to be frozen solid. And, well, not frozen solid. It's supposed to be a slushy, but it's very liquidy at the moment. So we're going to pop the lid off of that. And that's another difference between this one and the one that I got the other day. Those ones had the domed lid on top like they're supposed to. Obviously, this one does not. Let's go ahead and rip the wrapper off that straw. There we are. Get that right down in the center. Give this thing a swig. Nice and tasty. Let's mix that cold foam stuff from the top actually into the silly thing. You can kind of see it mixing down there at the bottom. All right, let's see how it tastes with that. Because I think I heard from another YouTube reviewer that the foam is supposed to have kind of a pineapple-y flavor to it. So, on that note, I should have tried it by itself before I did that. Now I have an itch on my forehead. So let's go ahead and try the foam by itself. Yeah, it does have a sweet pineapple flavor to it. All right, so when it comes to this meal, I do recommend it, but I will tell you all this right off the rip. It's just a wee bit expensive. I'm pretty sure it was about $15 for this. But for your $15, you get a slice of pie, you get a drink, you get the tater tots, and you get the burger. Plus, you get all the fun-styled packaging. And if you remember, you can also get the crown. Yeah. So of all the things here, if I were to recommend any piece individually, I would say that I would recommend the tots. If you're into cheesy bacon tots, excuse me, if you're into cheesy bacon tots, those are going to be right up your alley. If you like Whoppers, go for the Whopper. And if you wanted to be weird about it, you could put the cheesy tots on the Whopper. As a matter of fact, because I'm on camera right now and because I just had that idea, we're going to do that. All right, so here's the Whopper I just showed off. Here's one of the tots. Let's go ahead and stick that on there. And this bite right here. Ta-da. And doing it that way makes me wish that I would have asked them to add some cheese and bacon to the Whopper, because that makes it better. But then again, adding cheese and bacon to most sandwiches usually makes them better. Usually. All right. Now with that, I'm going to quickly finish up this last bite of the food, and then I'll wrap things up. All right. So I want to give a big thank you to each and every single one of you out there watching. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. If you like what you've seen here today, y'all know the drill. Feel free to like, comment, and share this content with your friends if you think they'd like it. And I do actually recommend this menu. Just like I said, it's a little bit on the expensive side, so this is more of a treat than like an everyday thing. Well, with all of that out of the way, this is your old pal Oxleymations saying, viewers beware, and subscribe if you dare.